So, I'd like to ask you a question today, and I really hope that you can answer this question with as much honesty and authenticity as possible. Because I think this question is incredibly important, and I think that if you answer it honestly, it might just change your perspective that could change everything for you, like it has for me. And I guess the question is somewhere along the lines of, do you love yourself? Could also ask the question in terms of, do you think that you are good enough for things? Because this is a question that a good friend of mine asked me today. And I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I was asked this question, the typical defense mechanism comes up. Of course I'm good enough. What do you mean? Like, of course I am, I love myself. I'm good enough for things. And then you sit there and you really think to yourself, well, at least I thought to myself, and I thought, I have a self-improvement channel, right? And on this channel, I would hope to inspire people to take positive action in order to change their lives for the better, right? That's the whole point of a self-improvement channel. And then I thought to myself, well, how can I not love myself if I'm constantly improving, constantly fighting for change, constantly trying to become better, strive for higher mountains, higher peaks, mountaintops, And then something kind of gnawed at me in the background. Something kind of picked on my brain, and it made me think to myself, well, if I love myself so much and I really think that I'm worthy and deserving of love and a good life, why am I trying so hard to improve myself all the time? Why am I always trying to do things to become better, stronger, more resilient, wiser, fitter, more intelligent? Why am I striving so hard to improve myself? And then it suddenly hit me. And I realized that it was because inherently, maybe I don't think I'm all that worthy. Maybe I'm not all that good as I would like to be. Maybe I'm not as happy with myself as my ego claims to be. Because the simple truth of the matter, at least for me, is that no self-improvement can take place. No positive change, no personal work can ever truly be done successfully until you accept yourself first. I'm sure so many of you can relate to what I'm about to say, but for the last couple of weeks and even months, I have been down the rabbit hole of self-improvement. I've been consuming as much self-improvement content as possible. I wake up, live and breathe self-improvement. I'm always thinking about ways to optimize my life, to be happier, to be more successful, to be a better human being. And even though those things are honorable and those things are worthy pursuits, I realized something quite important today. And that was that I'm not really as happy as I'd like to be. I realized that I would wake up at 2 a.m. and think to myself, how am I going to improve this? How am I going to do this to be better? How am I going to fix this aspect of my life? And I wouldn't get to bed. And I'd literally just stay up the whole night, wake up absolutely exhausted. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't even go back to bed. I'd just be up. And it would ruin my day. And I'd be miserable. And the funny part is that none of the bloody self-improvement got done because I was exhausted. And like I said, I just wasn't happy. And having this conversation with this friend of mine, it woke up something inside of me that something clicked this morning. And I realized that you cannot self-improve. You cannot better yourself until you accept where you are right now. Until you accept the person that is standing in that mirror looking at you this morning. I can't go anywhere but here. I can't achieve any goals that I want to achieve. I can't become a certain man until I can sit here in front of this camera, look at you, look at myself and say, you know what, even though there's goals that I have, I'm ambitious, I have dreams, I want to be somebody great, I want to change lives. I sit here now and I realize that man's never going to become that man. I'm never going to be that person until I can sit here right now and say, you know what, I'm happy with the way I am right now and I love myself. But I need to be grateful right now for exactly the way my life is. I need to practice self-love and self-acceptance. And I think that if you're watching this video, chances are that you need to do the same thing. Joe Rogan essentially says, right, if you want to change your life, you need to become the person that you dream of being. You need to essentially act like that man or that woman to become that person. And I thought this was great advice. He says that you need to essentially live your life as though there's a camera crew following you around everywhere you go. Pretend there's a camera crew, pretend that you woke up and that your life is a movie and you've absolutely screwed up your life. And as of this morning or right now, you say, you know what, there's a camera crew following me, I'm the hero of the movie. How would I behave if there was a camera crew recording my every step? But then I realized after this morning that there's an inherent flaw to this, right? And it can be summed up beautifully in the quote that this friend of mine said to me. And the quote is, I'm going to misread this quote, but the quote is essentially along the lines of, when you are acting for change or you're trying to change who you are, there's only one of two ways that you can do that, right? You can act and change in order to go towards love and happiness, or you can act and change because of fear. Think about that for a second. You can either want to change yourself and do behaviors out of love, out of self-love, because you want to be better, or you can do those same actions because you're afraid of the consequences. For example, like if I want to go to the gym and lose 10 kgs, I could go in and get to the gym and try to lose 10 kgs because I'm afraid of dying alone, because I'm afraid that I'll never be attractive enough to attract a beautiful woman into my life, right? Or I'm doing it because if I really loved myself, I would take care of myself. I would love myself enough to do the right things for me. If I act based on that, if I act based on the fact that I'm doing this because I love myself, that is a beautiful thing. That is based in love. But if you go to the gym out of fear, out of panic that you're not good enough, you will always continue to feel not worthy, not thin enough. That's why you see these bodybuilders and these incredibly huge fitness influencers. They're never big enough. They are massive. You see these Arnold guys and they huge biceps and lean as fuck, and they look amazing to us regular people, or maybe not so much. Maybe they look huge. But then we think, okay, why are these people so obsessed? And you hear them talk about it. They're like, no, if only I could get 10 kgs heavier, or if I could get the bicep vein to just pop a little bit more in the sunlight, then I'd be happy. And you realize it's because they're not doing it out of love. They're doing it out of fear, out of not enough, of trying to fill that void inside of themselves. And I don't know, I just realized today that is no way to live. I don't think that's a healthy or a happy or sustainable way to live your life. And I'd hope that you would agree with me. So I propose that we change this Joe Rogan quote around a little bit. Let's change it from, imagine that there's a camera crew following you around, scrutinizing your every move and your every little failure, into something based in love and acceptance. Into something like, treat yourself as if you were somebody that you cared about. Treat yourself as if you were a person that you loved the most. Because now we take out the scrutiny, we take out that self-deprecating or depreciating judgment of, you are failing again, you are not good enough inside, to, I love you and you are human and you make mistakes and you can become better, but you are worthy and whole and worthy of love and acceptance just as you are right now. Imagine that you were, or that you had control over your mom or your sister or anybody that you love. Think about anybody, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Imagine you had control, full control over that person. You got to decide every action that they did, right? It's a bit of a weird thought, but think about that, right? Would you allow them to treat themselves poorly? Would you allow them to get no sleep, to stay up till all hours of the night and become sleep deprived? Would you allow that person to do self-harming behaviors, eating bad foods, drinking alcohol, smoking? Would you allow them to do that to themselves? Somebody that you really loved. Would you allow that person to accept bad talk, right? If you saw that person getting spoken to badly, somebody said to them, you are not good enough, you're a failure, you suck. Would you allow that? If you really loved that person, I'd hope you wouldn't. I hope you would go up to that person that was saying that and say, shut the hell up, bro, you suck. Don't talk to that person like that, because I love them. This person is amazing and they are worthy of love and respect. You would do that, right? So why on earth do you talk to yourself like that, bro? Why do you talk to yourself in such a derogatory manner? Why do you continually tell yourself, I'm not good enough? I'm not worthy of that amazing person that I think is incredible. I'm not worthy of a relationship with them. Who do I think I am? I'm not worthy of a good physique, a successful career, of good friends, a happy life. How dare you imagine that you are worthy of such things? Imagine you heard somebody telling that to somebody you loved. You would tell them to get lost. So why do you allow yourself to be put through the same treatment? You know why? It's simple, bro. It's because you don't love yourself. You do not accept yourself. And until the day you really, truly can accept the person that you are, flaws and all, the situation as it is right now, the successes, the mistakes, the failures, the lessons learned, until you can accept that, you can never become that hero that you always wanted to be. And here's the thing that makes me sad, is that everybody watching this video, I'm talking to you right now, I know that you can become the grandest ideal version of yourself that you could possibly imagine. You really can become that person, and you are on the track and the path to becoming that person. And I believe in you. But it's about damn time that you started believing in yourself. It's about time you were on your own team. So put away the self-improvement, boys. Put away the self-improvement, ladies. Forget about it for a while. If you have become like me, somebody that is so ingrained in trying to fix things and improve things, ingrained in trying to become more than he feels he is, put down the self-improvement. Pick up a little taste of self-love and self-acceptance. And like I said, I'd love to sit here and take you step by step through the process, but I'm still figuring it out myself. As far as I know, it starts with mindfulness. Start becoming aware of the things you tell yourself every day. And if I can leave you with any tip today, it's just do what I said. Wake up every morning and start your day with, if I was somebody that I loved, how would I treat myself? And then change that into, I am somebody that I love, because I'm worthy of love. So why would I treat myself any other way than with love and acceptance and kindness? Accept yourself first. Love yourself to the deepest core of your being, because the truth is you are worthy of love. You are worthy of acceptance, my friend. And then join me on this journey and we'll become the best version that we could have ever imagined together.